Ukrainian special forces launched a precise clearing operation to open the door for more future assaults against the Russians in the Kotlyne industrial zone, blowing up heavy concrete fortifications in doing so. Euromaidan Press says that Ukrainian operators cleared an important tree line, critically endangering Russian supply lines, while also setting the stage for future attacks. The battle for Kotlyne remains a critical front in Ukraine's goal to disrupt Russian advances toward Pokrovsk. Ukrainian forces are pushing to finish what they started, retaking the settlement and securing the industrial complex that dominates the area, which will deny the Russians a critical stronghold that could be used for further offensives toward Pokrovsk. The industrial zone offers high ground and fortified positions, which if Ukraine secures, can serve as a stronghold, helping to blunt the Russian Western pincer maneuver aimed at encircling Pokrovsk. Additionally, taking back control of Kotlyne would re-establish direct ground lines of communication between the Pokrovsk and Udachne, allowing Ukrainians to form a united front against the Russian Western pincer. Euromaidan Press says that the last Ukrainian operation to take Kotlyne's industrial complex was a hard-fought battle. Ukrainian troops successfully stormed several buildings and held them for 2 days, but an uncontrolled fire forced their withdrawal. In the aftermath, Russian forces rushed reinforcements to the area, set up new firing positions in the surrounding tree lines, and dug in, aiming to block similar Ukrainian operations in the future. These new defensive measures complicate any direct assault, meaning Ukrainian forces must first clear the outer defensive zone in the tree line before attempting another major push. Overall, with the Russian defensive positions in the tree line cleared, Ukrainian forces have secured a crucial pathway for further operations against the industrial zone. This successful raid weakens the Russian grip on Kotlyne and creates opportunities for larger, more decisive attacks in the coming days. The fight here is far from over, however. This operation has struck another blow against the Russian western pincer near Pokrovsk, moving the battle ever closer to a Ukrainian victory. Ukraine's forces are now one step closer to fully reclaiming Kotlyne, which could change the entire dynamic of the battle for Pokrovsk, as Ukrainians would have a much stronger position to repel any Russian attacks. The Ukrainian assault force faced a tougher challenge this time. Russian troops were more prepared to face another Ukrainian assault. Russians had established positions in the tree lines, aiming to ambush and destroy Ukrainian units before they could even reach the industrial zone, aiming to cause heavy casualties to any head-on assault on the industrial zone. Despite these challenges, Ukrainian forces still had an edge, as Russian positions, while reinforced, were built in haste, and many were rudimentary defensive positions meant more to delay or ambush the Ukrainians rather than defend against a coordinated assault. A private company launched another lunar lander Wednesday, aiming to get closer to the moon's south pole, this time with a drone that will hop into a jet-black crater that never sees the sun. According to Associated Press, Intuitive Machines lander, named Athena, caught a lift with SpaceX from NASA's Kennedy Space Center. It's taking a fast track to the moon with a landing on March 6 while hoping to avoid the fate of its predecessor, which tipped over at touchdown. This isn't Intuitive Machines' first lunar rodeo. Last year, the Texas company made the first U.S. touchdown on the moon in more than 50 years. But an instrument that gauges distance did not work and the lander came down too hard and broke a leg, tipping onto its side. Intuitive Machines said it has fixed the issue and dozens of others. It's an extraordinarily elite club. Only 5 countries have pulled off a lunar landing over the decades: Russia, the US, China, India, and Japan. The moon is littered with wreckage from many past failures. The 15-foot Athena will target a landing 100 miles from the lunar South Pole. Just a quarter-mile away is a permanently shadowed crater, the ultimate destination for the drone named Grace. Named after the late computer programming pioneer Grace Hopper, the 3-foot drone will make 3 increasingly higher and longer test hops across the lunar surface using hydrazine fuel thrusters for flight and cameras and lasers for navigation. If those excursions go well, it will hop into the nearby pitch-black crater, an estimated 65 feet deep. Science instruments from Hungary and Germany will take measurements at the bottom while hunting for frozen water. It will be the first up-close peek inside one of the many shadowed craters dotting both the North and South Poles. Scientists suspect these craters are packed with tons of ice. If so, this ice could be transformed by future explorers into water to drink, air to breathe, and even rocket fuel.
T-minus 15. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff. Go Falcon, go intuitive mission.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
I'm waiting for nominal.
Falcon 9, carrying IM-2's lunar lander Athena, has successfully lifted off of pad 39A. We're heading to the moon. We're going to start with MECO, main engine cutoff. That's the point during the flight where we shut down the 9 Merlin 1D engines on the first stage.
MECO.
Stage separation confirmed. Stage 1 FTS is saved.
There's that call out for entry burn startup, and this will be about a 30-second burn.
Landing leg deployed. Stage 1 landing confirmed.
Awesome views of that first stage landing.
And vac ignition.
That's the call out for MVAC ignition.
And then we'll see deployment. It'll be interesting. I'm not sure which camera views we're going to get at deployment. Now, once we do the deployment, we then...
There is that deployment. You can see IM-2 Nova C lunar lander named Athena floating away from Falcon 9's second stage, confirming spacecraft separation.
Odin deployed, as you heard over the net.
Status, Putin's away.
Lunar Trailblazer, separation confirmed.
Lunar Trailblazer away.
Wait about another 10 seconds, and it'll be Chimera.
Yeah, we will have an OEM for them. Priority right now is Singapore.
Chimera
Chimera away. All